o'clock, but I fell asleep. I crashed. I was just tired. You feel me? So anyway, let's do it like this, man. Let's jump into it. We're gonna start off with the dunk contest. The NBA dunk contest ended. People say it ain't got no allure, ain't got no glamour. It ain't what it used to be. I think the dunk contest officially ended with Aaron Gordon got robbed twice. You feel me? Bro got robbed twice. Bro to me had the greatest package of dunks that could rival Vince Carter when he won the dunk contest, which a lot of people look at as the greatest dunk contest of all, as far as what he was able to deliver and how T Mac got slept on and would have won any other year if it wasn't Vince Carter. But Aaron Gordon, ain't no reason he should have lost. He got robbed, and then people just like this shit is a joke. And so then for G League got Matt McClung to come win like 3, 4 times. It really made it a joke, and so everybody was like, "All right, yeah, this ain't where it's at." So that's that. I got a big lineup today. Um, Bud Crawford, Shannon Crowder. That's an interesting one, bro. Like, I ain't even stunt. Bud would have had to be, if I was Shannon Crowder, Bud would have been either 43-0 or he would have been 42-1. He didn't do nothing wrong, but it's like, damn, bro, why give me a heads up you finna get this serious. Like, cause it's like I get both sides. Like, Shannon was like, man, hey man, nigga, now he definitely misspoke talking about he'll sell his soul. But all bro had to do was say, that's you, and leave it at that. But when he said, now we know your character, that shit was like a burn. You know how people say burn? I would have been contemplating the whole time, bro, should I get up and we gotta shoot the fade or something? Cuz what you talking about? You know, Mike, you don't know me, fam. But I get like both sides, but I also think that a boy got this serious personality, he should have not answered any more kind of questions like that. So when he was on Uncle Shay Shay podcast, and then he said, Logan Paul got 200 million for you. And he's like, oh, I'll fight him. Now we know your character. Niggas gonna use that same line against you. They gonna be like, fam, you gotta stand on that. If you ain't doing it for 100 million, you ain't doing it for 200 million. I mean, principle is principle. You won over the people. You the people's champ still, but you won over the people when you said ain't no amount of money gonna sway you. But that's my opinion on that. I hope they can shake back from that. I think Channing should start explaining himself, because he's only gonna dig himself deeper. You know, you lost that. It ain't nothing you could do to come back from that. Just keep doing what you do and get past it. That's all. Country music singer Connor Smith charge got dropped. So there's a country music singer, Connor Smith. They say he fatally ran over a 77-year-old lady named something Dobbins, Miss Dobbins. My thing is this. It's like I used to pose this question when like black people get shot by the police and the family settle before the case even go to civil court. I mean, criminal court or whatever. At what point do you look at it like, damn, I might be selling my family member out? Like, I get it, forgive her. We all gotta forgive each other, no doubt. But it seems like by her being older in age and him being rich, that he was able to sway them, and then they just like, fuck it, you feel me? And so that's just what it seems to me. So at what point does integrity come into play? Um, the blindside actor Quinn Aaron says he was blindsided when his spiritual wife tried to kill him. He was like, NBA YoungBoy, I was blind when they crossed me. And that's a big dude, man. And obviously, if you're gonna try to kill somebody like that, it's gonna be some sneaky shit. It ain't gonna be like, you know what made me scared? Like, it's so fun. Like when I cook for myself when I have a woman around me or living with me, because I don't really trust I gotta really trust you to be cooking and all this stuff, preparing my juices and stuff. Because I seen something a long time ago where this lady was putting antifreeze in her husband juice or whatever. And I never who would ever think about drinking antifreeze to know what it tastes like? And they said that shit is sweet, and you drink it, and oh, that's crazy. So you can't, it's too many crazy people out here. So I'm not going, she's denying it, of course. I don't know what to call on that one, but that's what it is. If she got insurance, that's another reason why a lot of black folks probably don't carry insurance. When you get an insurance policy, you almost asking to get whacked. Like, that's dangerous getting this insurance policy. I know it's smart for people to say, hey, you should have insurance, but now you put your own price on your head, technically. You feel me? B Rose said, I guess I don't know what that supposed to mean. Kenzie Bush from down under, aka Australia. What's up? Deep down under. What's up? Tell all the koalas I said what's up. Cardi B fans got in a fight with each other. This is troubling, and I'm gonna tell you why. This made me think about old rap concerts. Like back in the days, if you go to a Plies concert or a Bootsy concert, you probably gonna get shot by another Bootsy fan or another Plies fan or whatever gangster rappers came up. Maybe NBA YoungBoy be the equivalent these days. And it made me think a thought I never thought. How is we getting into it? We supposed to be on the same team. We got at least one thing in common. We got the love for this person music. And I guess conventional thinking would say, hey, but a bunch of rowdy, if we got the same thing in common, that could be a bad thing. We might be both ratchet. We coming, our ratchetness brought us together to see this ratchet celebrity perform. So our ratchetness is at some point gonna collide. It ain't like we coming to see Buddy, the jazz singer who played a little trumpet or whatever shit. So boom, I get it. Gene Simmons says rappers shouldn't be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time on this. Gene Simmons, somebody, I I would ask Gene Simmons to just study Little Richard. One thing about Little Richard, you appreciate him after he was gone. He never stopped patting himself on the back. He was gonna give himself his flowers if nobody else wasn't gonna give him his flowers. And he was gonna give the ones who came before him or the Chuck Berrys and all that, they flowers. Bro, if we the one who invented rock and roll, and it's well documented, and you listen to, like, for instance, myself, my favorite song other than Texas, you can tell she's from Texas, is this. It don't act like I ain't had no help. I ain't do it by myself. I've been finding myself listening to more country music more and more because country music is getting closer to sounding like just a rap song. And we invented country music. So when you look at all this stuff, you can't tell us that rap doesn't belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when rock and roll is the father of rap. Rock and rollers was the Jimi Hendrix of the world. These guys was rock stars and basically rapping, but to a guitar. And then it changed its form. So if that's the father of rap, just like jazz music is the father of rap as well, then, or the mother of rap, then hell, you need to learn the history of music, especially when you look at artists like the Beatles and stuff like that who got their chances. These great rock and roll Hall of Famers who got their chances from black celebrities. You feel me? So like you need to learn that, bro. You sound ungrateful and just a person that doesn't know about music. You should learn that. Um Ray J said a fan stole his heart monitor and he needed back. It's nothing funny about that, but Ray J just find himself in the most. I can see Ray J one day getting choked out by an animal at the zoo. He just find himself in crazy situations. You like, how in the hell does a fan get your heart monitored? And it's probably because you was drunk as hell when you ain't supposed to be drinking. And then, like, are they holding it for ransom? Or you gonna pay to get it back? Is there a reward behind it? Or future fans, they gonna go from snatching chains to snatching heart monitors and shit, and snatching pacemakers. So I just think that that's just some crazy shit. Only Ray J can find himself in. Chris Brown exes is currently beefing. Huh. You know, that says a lot about a man when women beef over you. Like, I ain't, obviously he's a celebrity, but regular men have this problem with current woman going through it with the ex. And it also says a lot about a man when you got exes that get along. You feel me? I would like to think I'm in between. I'm in the sense that none of my exes have ever beefed with each other because I'm not important enough. Like the old, if an ex is my ex, she's done with me and I'm mostly done with her. So we're done with each other, and she's not thinking about harassing my new one. And my new one is like, she'll be damned if I bring up an old one. The women I talked to in life never wanted to hear me discuss women before them. So I never had that kind of issue. But by his status and his celebrity status, it's gonna be a little bit magnified or whatever like that. And so I say that to say, one of us say he keeping being a bitter mama or something like that, being a bitter baby mama, and that he's ruining her relationship with men, which goes to show there's a lesson in that. No, even, and I could believe that it's believable because the shit that he went through with Rihanna, I could believe that he can really love a woman and be ready to fuck some shit up about her and love hard. It's just hard to believe. I ain't say I don't. It's hard to believe because this women throw themselves at this nigga for the past 20, 21 years, and for him to have that ability to block that shit out and like have tunnel vision, be like, man, I'm fucked up about this bitch right here. That's an amazing thing. And so I think that little mama should, not to say that she don't deserve happiness after Chris Brown, but that says something about you that bitch, you got a nigga that could get mostly women that he want. He don't have to never settle like most men and most women do, and freaking he still wants you or still shows that affection. That's some shit. Um, let's see. Eminem ex-wife. Speaking of exes, he used to always rap songs about her, Kim. She just recently got into a car wreck. And the first thing I thought was, man, I hope that nigga ain't cut the brakes. I hope he ain't cut her brakes. You know how he used to talk subliminals about people with shit and fucking them up. And I think my biggest disappointment with Kim is, well, first of all, I think that if he's single and she's single, I would like to see them rekindle the shit because I ain't never seen a person that in love with one person, not a celebrity, that stuck on this one person. Like, he real deal was crazy about her. And when I seen the movie, how she was getting smashed in the studio, I would have lost my shit. I would have never made it to his status because I would have, they would have been, you know how that would have went in the studio, right? Only one person walking out of that bitch. Let's see. Tone Loc. Tone Loc brings up an interesting question. And when is doing too much doing too much? This is the Funky Cole Medina singer. I believe saying Wild Thing too. And it's like, okay, you at some point we need something we could put away for the old artists and shit. Like, you know how they got the Screen Actors Guild? That's a union and shit. We need a union for like old rappers that paved the way, or where they can just forever get their royalties, full royalties, because at some point you gotta sit your behind down. Like, you're traumatizing your fans. Like, God bless the dead Big Pokey, rapper out of Texas, whatever. I forgot what other names he went by, but he died on stage, and people was like, "Oh, he died doing what he loved." Yeah, but how many people did that traumatize? Who felt like, damn, like motherfuckers ain't trying to see a person die on stage, period. So at what point are, your health comes, same thing with Ray J. If your health is really a concern, sit the hell down. I understand that sometimes people, the mindset is once you sit, you die because of inactivity. But still, man, like at what point does your health become a big concern? Um, let's see. Cardi B is saving face about Stephon Diggs. Meaning, it's basically simple. She basically like, yeah, I know I fucked this nigga. He probably made a fool of me, but bitch, I'm standing on this shit 10 toes down. And that's a, I don't believe that's the case, because I said this months back, maybe whenever they first got together. I said, dog, Cardi B is showing you men in y'all face the example of women do like men do. They'll settle. I believe she settled with Offset, meaning that Offset was the bigger star at the time, and she settled with him. But when she got the nigga that she wanted, her first choice, only once in my life have I ever met, I got to get with my first choice. Well, maybe twice in my life. But most of the times, and that ain't mean I wasn't in love with every woman that I ever loved. I was deeply in love. But I'm talking about when I pursued them, it might have been after freshly getting turned down by the next woman. So I'm talking about when you can pursue your first choice and get your first choice, you're willing to, at the behest of your emotions and feelings, put up with shit that you wouldn't put up with the next person. So Offset, Stephon probably doing 10 times worse than Offset could ever do. But it don't matter. He's her first choice, and she's standing on that shit. And her saying what she's saying, defending him, basically says when he's ready to get his shit together, he knows where to come. And that's what it is. That's a lesson for you fellas to learn. Take it what you can take from that. Bianca Censori. That's Kanye, new old lady. She got a weird body. I was looking at it like I was trying to like. I hate to say it. It's like she's shaped like a Barbie doll. Let's talk about anatomy real quick. I majored in health science in college. You got something called the acetabulum, like acetabulum. I always struggle with saying it, but that's where your ball joint at your hip go, and the head of that hip is called your synovial joint. You feel me? Her shit look like, and then your waistline is your pelvic girdle. It's like her shit is like on the real side, like a real Barbie doll. Like you can snatch that shit out, or I can dislocate. That just looks disgusting. And it made me think, Kanye, you the only man I seen with all that money who dates down each woman you get. I don't even leave Bianca. I'm afraid to see what your next one gonna look like. Cause you went from what's that girl named Amber Rose? That was your best. As far as we just talking about physicality. Amber Rose was this. Kim Kardashian was this. Bianca is this. But next we're gonna be below the phone. So just stick with her and work that shit out no matter what, bro. You keep going down with all that cash. Let's see. Wiz Khalifa. Condolences to Wiz Khalifa dad. His dad recently died, age 63. And this is 9 years after his transgender brother died. And so that's like still close. It's like within a 10-year frame, losing your brother and then your dad. And so, I know he got a heavy heart, and you ain't really been seeing him in music or on the scene like that. And so, condolences to Wiz Khalifa and stuff like that. Let's see. Too Short tell rappers to stay out of politics. Good thing I'm not a rapper. I'm a blogger now. I'm a content creator, a podcaster, or whatever you want to call it. But my opinion on that is everybody in entertainment and in all these, if you well informed, stay involved. Like, I'm not gonna, and respectfully, like, Too Short is a fucking legend, but I'm not gonna listen to the nigga that's famous for saying bitch about as much as Rick James and pimping hoes tell me about I can't talk about politics. Maybe you should have got into politics. You want to speak of politics? Let's talk about the game politics in California, nigga. You want to tell niggas stay out of politics? Stay out of game politics. Right. So fucking I think that if you now if you don't know what the hell you're doing and you're just being used as a pawn like Nicki Minaj and you don't know shit about shit and you're just a fool, stay your ass out of politics. That's for anybody though. But if you're a person that's well versed, like you think about Chuck D, Fight the Power, these conscious people that was like always conscious and shit with a message, yeah, speak your mind. You're a leader, bro. You got this influence, use it. So that's how that go. Use it or lose it. I'm done discussing Bro Rilla. I'm not bringing up Bro Rilla no more until she drop an album. You feel me? Like, get your money, little mama. But at this point, it's starting to look like a game that maybe her and Glorilla know. It probably started off as real beef, but now she like, man, sis, bitch, fuck that 2,500, bitch. I'm thinking about 250. Well, she said she got the 200, and it's getting more believable. So you got 250 from 2,500, and it's like all off of beefing, I guess, or whatever. At this point, and it was funny as fuck. But I think, like I said, eventually it'll die down. And then for me, it's died down. I'm ready for some music. I'm ready to hear some music or do some actual stand-up comedy or some shit. But just talking shit all day and getting paid just to talk shit, that era is gonna come to an end. Well, I'm not happy with seeing that shit. Uh, yes, I'm okay if you gay. Cinco Squad said, am I okay if they gay? Yes, I'm okay with that. I'm Minecraft Kingdom Leader. Good job, Minecraft Kingdom Leader. I never tried playing that game. Let's see what's next. Baywatch. Baywatch need at least 3 main black characters. We talked about this the other day. Let's bring it up again. They doing screening right now for it or whatever. And I seen one black girl with the fro. I guess they kind of put her in as a teaser. But I need, like, if y'all really want this show, y'all got to decide. White people, producers, anybody that know any producers out there, let them know. Y'all, they got to decide. Do you want another Dawson's Creek? Even, I don't know how long Dawson's Creek went. That's a bad example. That's like, white people was crazy about that shit. I want to say, I'm trying to think of a white show that lasted only a little bit. It just died out because the momentum has changed. You got to understand the momentum has changed. Black culture has always been relevant, but we're more relevant than ever now. And you look at just all of the Housewives and the Love and Hip Hops and all the shows like that. You look at the news that dominates. The news that dominates is the culture, so you need the culture of it. Don't get me twisted. If you put all black people, then you losing out on that demographic you probably was looking for. Even see, it's so many array of white people, but not all of them is monolithic. So you got some white people that like this and some white people that like that. But at the end of the day, the majority of white people like black shit, and the majority of black people like black shit. So you're gonna win out with that every time if you can play both sides like that. And you need at least 3 legit. And I thought about that because I found myself watching Survivor tonight, and I never watched Survivor. But I found it interesting that the black man, he talking to the black girl, and they wasn't trying to like use no phony voices or nothing. They was seem like they having legit, sincere fun. And that comfortability only comes around when you got a couple black people that'll be like, okay, I'm in my, cause all people do this shit. It could be a white guy around 5 black guys. He's gonna attack. He gonna tap in with what the mood is. He gonna fit. Same thing with a black person. If I'm outnumbered or if I ain't got nobody I can relate with, I'm not gonna be my genuine self. So I think if you want to get a show some appeal, like I said, a big personality like Cardi B, but big personality. I think three legit black people, no mulattoes, respectfully. And because they'll throw most of these shows. If you notice, they'll throw a mixed person in there and consider that as one of the black people, and then throw like maybe one black guy in that shit or one black woman and call it a mixed cast with the rest of everybody being white. No, throw three legit, at least three. If you're gonna have eight, I think it should be at least three black folks. Because at this point we don't look at Hispanics as Hispanics. We look at them as practically white when we see them on TV. So I mean, Mario Lopez is Mexican, but he's accepted as white generally. So bitch, we need folks that like we identify with. It says, what is white show versus black show? That's a great question. Let's look at it. Living Single was a black show. Friends is a white show that stole everything from Living Single. You see how this works? You want a black show? Martin Lawrence, the Martin Show was a black show. Party of Five was a white show. We can do this shit all day. Fucking Fresh Prince of Bel Air, even though he's in Bel Air around all his rich, wealthy people, a black show. Melrose Place, a white show. I keep going. 90210, Beverly Hills 90210, another show that was in Beverly Hills, but a white show. Freaking Family Matters, a black show, bruh. And if we really gonna talk about it, the greatest shows was always the black shows. You think about the top shows of the 90s being the shows I just mentioned: Martin, Fresh Prince, Family Matters. You put your best white shows against that shit and you're gonna lose. And I ain't even went to digging and think about it. It's been some shit that didn't make it. Like Damon Wayans had a show called Damon. That was they only episode like one season. But that shit was funny as hell. But the shows that didn't even make it out of pilot, that was dope as hell. So it's definitely a difference between black show. Now you want an ideal of a mixed show? Let me think. Ugh. Woo. And it's always tough with this shit. I'm gonna tell you a mixed show that wasn't a show. This is the beginning of reality TV. And it's crazy to even call it a mixed show because it really was only one black person on the shit. But I guess because she got to be so black, she made up for a couple black folks. Real World Miami. Real World Miami was like 1996 or whatever. And they had Cynthia. I had a big crush on Cynthia. Bitch, fucking goddamn, that was almost like a mixed show. I need some black shit going on where a motherfucker calls somebody out on the show. Or let's think of another mixed show. The Neighborhood. That's a perfect example. The Neighborhood is a mixed show. Freaking The Neighborhood got Cedric the Entertainer, the white guy. That's why I did 8 years, which is hard to do in this climate of TV shows with people having, short attention span. Another a mixed show would probably been like D.L. Hughley's show, where he featured his white neighbors a lot in the show like that. You feel me? That's a mixed show. Now you want to talk about some cool ass, funny ass mixed show, even though Charlie Sheen is to me a fucked up human, but a great actor and funny as shit. 2.5 Men, bitch, that shit is one of the hilarious shit of all time. You feel me? So it's like I said, bro. I think for this Baywatch shit to work, you just gonna need, and we in the era of the BBL, so maybe throw a BBL bitch on there. But we need some real for the hood. I'm repping for the hood. We want to see a big fat black booty run across the damn screen to save somebody's life. They just showed this girl today, and I hope she don't make the show. She had a tan like Hulk Hogan. That shit don't be sexy. Like, I don't know who finds. I don't even think white men find that shit sexy. When a white woman got a whole tan looking like this damn heater sitting next to me, like she got khaki jeans on her skin or something. Like, nah, cuz that's not sexy. I'd rather like some pale white shit or just white. But this tan shit, disgusting. Let's keep this shit going though. Let's see. LaMelo was at fault in that accident. I said when I first heard about it that other driver probably was distracted, like, damn, that's a wrong car. No, this nigga just clearly drifted all the way into the next fucking lane and hit their ass head on. And then he stayed, he waited for the cops. They cleared the scene and then he jumped in the Lambo. And I believe that was just more so like, you know what, damn, he probably thinking, bitch, damn, that's 2 game checks. Up, back to work, bitch. You feel me? So that's how that shit went. And that Hummer didn't do well at all, bitch. Hummer, y'all niggas lost stock. That's like when Zion Williams' shoe bust open. You feel me? Like Nike lost stock. Hummer gonna lose stock when that video get out. Y'all better suppress that video. That damn Kia fuck that Hummer up, bitch. That shit fuck that Hummer up. Kia need to put that in their next commercial, bitch. Let's see. I'm at the end right now. It's got two more, I think, or really one more. Let me see. Reese Witherspoon says, "Don't chase dreams. Get serious with what you can really do." Shout out to Reese Witherspoon. I always like her big forehead. Um, this is my thing with that. When I think of Reese Witherspoon, I think of Drew Barrymore. I used to always get them confused. And Drew been around the game since a kid. And a lot of this white shit is even it's nepotism. This is call it what it is. It's nepotism. It's who do you know? It's somebody like I just seen John Ritter had a son today. I ain't even know John Ritter had a son. Look just like John Ritter. His name Jason Ritter. Like this Hollywood shit, you think about all these famous actors are either what was the dad, Robert Douglas, then he had a son Michael Douglas, and then or you look at the Baldwin brothers, or you look at what's the Marky Mark, who's Mark Wahlberg, the Wahlberg brother. Bitch, this shit is family, family, family through the whole Screen Actors Guild. That's why I watch a lot of independence movies because a lot of these motherfuckers not even talented. It's just who you know. So to say as an actress who probably was handed that role and didn't have to beat out nobody, like hundreds and thousands of people and shit like that for a role, or fight and scratch and claw and playing like B movies and C movies just to get to the A movie, you're the wrong messenger. Maybe you're right, but you're just the wrong messenger. You feel me? Because like I think that a person should at least try everything that they desire to try once. And if you fail at it, you can come back at it later, or you could just give up and try the next thing. Cause I'm a dreamer. Me myself. Like I've thought I could do every damn thing once upon a time. And I still be thinking, oh, I could do this, I could do that. Maybe my problem is not locking in and focusing on that one thing at that one time and going hard at it. Because I want to do 100 different things. But I think everybody should chase whatever dream is on their mind at least one time. I'm not going to. And then at the end, if you keep failing at something, then maybe you can say, okay, well, I do this well. And let me navigate over here and do this. Like me, I found my niche to where while I do this streaming and stuff like that, I can still work my regular job, something that I find comfortable in doing. You feel me? And so that's my thing. Where I got all these credentials and shit behind me, and I did 100 different type of like careers and whatnot. But when I found the niche that I know I could tolerate, then I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm not gonna get rich off it, but this will prolong things while I do the things that I want to do, which is what I'm doing right now. So with that said, man, y'all take care. Never give up on your dreams, kids. And that part, love, man, y'all.